Anyway, I've gone back to my mum's. I had a little nap on the couch. I wake up, got a missed call off my agent. I'm thinking, okay, what's this? This has got to be news, innit? If they call you, it's either an audition or a job offer. So I'm thinking, all right, let me bell her back. She went, right, good news, bad news. I went, go on. She went, good news, you got Corrie. I'm thinking, let's go. So you get me?
What the hell's the bad news?
I was thinking, what's the bad news? Imagine this is the bad news was, bro. This was a mad. Like the Rovers is mad, you know. Like I remember when I walked in, my first day on Corrie, I was filming in the Rovers, and I was like, it's in a studio.
That must have been mad.
Yeah, that was mad. Like a little exclusive for you. So it's a 7-part series on BBC One.
Wow.
I'm not in all 7 episodes, unfortunately. I'm only in one. But I got a nice little small part in it. Basically, I've got like a little sex scene in it. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gassed, bro. But you know what? It was mad. Like the self-tape was crazy. I had to do this self-tape. It was mad. Like the script that they sent me was really graphic. I'm not even going to say what it was. It was crazy.
So I've been wanting to do interviews for a very long time. I wanted to start up something where I interview people that I'm inspired by and that will inspire other people. So today I'm joined by LAMIN. You'll be best known by people for playing Ashley Hardcastle on Coronation Street. There's a lot more that you've done and that you do that we'll get into. But thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, broski.
Thank you very much. So I want to start off with how we met. So there's like a little bit of a backstory.
Yeah,
there.
We spoke about it on the way, didn't we?
Yeah.
So 2020, Curtis Penrose, shout out Curtis Penrose. It was a good friend of mine, known since we were babies. It was his birthday, wasn't it? His birthday party.
Yeah, that's right.
It was 24th, it was. Yeah.
So basically, I hadn't even been DJing that long, to be fair. I'll have to ask Jade. I still don't even know really why she picked me because I was so new. It's mad. I was so new. So I get a message on Instagram randomly off Jade saying, you know, would you DJ my wedding? And I think they were only like, what, 20?
How long had you been DJing for then?
Bro, less than a year.
Really? Yeah, and Jade, Jade knows her music as well.
Less than a year. And obviously I taught myself as well. So I'd done like the odd little club set and stuff like that. And I was practicing a lot, but I definitely wasn't experienced.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I was just putting up videos, like mixing in my bedroom mainly.
Yeah.
So I get a message off Jade saying, I want you to play my wedding. And weddings was never normally something I wanted to do. But obviously, like a mixed race couple, 21, 22, I ended up just playing like normally what I would play. And basically, they wanted to meet up beforehand. Obviously, it's an important day. And we spoke about the music for, say, 10, 15 minutes. I showed them all my playlist. Yeah, we can see we've got what you need.
Yeah.
I ended up staying with them for about 3 hours.
Okay.
Just talking.
Well, I remember when I met you and you said since the wedding you're still cool.
And we just clicked straight away.
Yeah.
And now, like, 4 years on, I literally consider them both as like some of my closest friends. Like literally like family. They support me more than people I've known my whole life. So it's, you know, that's
shout
amazing.
Out Curtis, shout out Jade. Yes, so that's how we know each other.
That's how we've met. So me and you were drunk, sat on the couch at Curtis's.
Yeah.
We're just talking. I'm telling you about my music and my DJ, and you're telling me about your acting.
Yeah.
Now I could tell back then how passionate you were.
Yeah.
You telling me all the different things you do, but I'll be honest, I'd be lying if I thought that you'd have ended up in like something as big as Coronation Street so soon.
Fair enough, yeah.
Not that you wouldn't have done ever, because I could see the intensity, the passion, but that's a big thing, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's obviously an iconic show. It's watched by millions. It's the longest running soap. It's been going since the 60s. So I knew when I got the phone call, it was like, okay, this is a game changer. But I was also prepared and ready for it. And I've been working for years, 4 years.
Okay, do you get me? So let's get into that. So how did you actually start acting, and what was it that made you want to do that?
I was thinking about this before. So it all started really, I say, since I was 14. I'm 25 now, so, you know, coming up 11 years. And they always say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. That's what the saying is. And I'm nowhere near an overnight success. I'm nowhere near a success yet either. But that's what the saying is, 10 years to become an overnight success. So yeah, started taking it seriously at 14. But I actually used to go to there was Old Trafford Library in Old Trafford on Shrewsbury Street. There used to be a little library and a little like an amateur dramatics group. Used to go there when I was a kid, like 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. God knows, really younger than 9 actually. Didn't really think much of it. Then like 05, 06, 07, I vividly remember back in the day, my mum had a Sony Ericsson. Do you remember Sony Ericssons? Yeah. And I hyped all my friends up. I was like a bit of a leader. And I was like, yo, listen, we're going to film scenarios. Got all my friends and we filmed these little scenarios. I was like, right, you come around the corner, you rob his bike, you punch him, you drag him off the bike. And no, I just remember vividly those 2 days being just feeling so alive and just loving it and so creatively. You know, when you do something that just creatively feeds your soul, that's how I felt as a kid. And, you know, we used to play Manhunt and 10 and You're Dead, Red Ass, football, you know, whatever we was doing as kids. That was just something just different for those 2 days. I remember just loving it. Then when I got into school, I was really not academic in all the bottom sets, everything, bit of a little shit, bit naughty, and just couldn't focus or sit still in class. And in year 8, which is kind of like, you know, everyone's always dead naughty in year 8, I feel, aren't they? Because they're not year 7 anymore. The year 8, they think they're bad. Yeah, and I was just a bit of a little shit. And the only thing that kind of sparked my interest was drama. I remember being in drama, and then I was thinking, okay, so this is, again now, something that I'm kind of really enjoying. And I was good at it. I was good at it as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, just naturally good at it. So then I've gone into year 9, not thought anything of it, still in all the bottom sets, low achiever academically. It comes down to picking your GCSEs. And I picked GCSE drama. I thought, do you know what? I'll pick drama. I enjoyed it in year 8. I'll pick it. And then that was it. I just completely ran with it. From 14 onwards, I've been so driven, so focused, so obsessed, if you like, which I think you need to achieve that. You know, you'll know with DJing, you had to become obsessed with just watching videos, DJing in your room,
100%.
Mixing, you know, keeping your ears to the ground, different music. I became obsessed. And I thankfully had 2 amazing drama teachers who put lots of trust and lots of faith into me where no other teacher did. And that's important as well, having people who champion you and believe in you.
You've been grinding and doing acting for like over 10, coming up to like maybe 15 years. How does it make you feel when people come into it based off like their success in other areas? Maybe like a rapper, for instance, comes in, gets a top role straight away, and you've been grinding all these years. Are you happy about that? Or
yeah, I really don't have an issue with it. I understand why some people do have an issue with it, but for me, you know, one of the best actors in the UK right now is Kano. You know, he's a rapper, he's an artist, he's been in the music industry for years and dominated that. And then he's tried his hand at acting, and he's not only tried his hand at it, he's absolutely smashed it. Yeah. So he's a perfect example of, look, you can do it, you can cross over. It's not about, oh, they're taking our jobs, da, 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 da. If he's talented, let him do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let whoever is talented enough to tell that story, let them do it. Ashley Walters is, I mean, I know he's an actor and he's been an actor for years, but he was a musician. And he's one of the leading actors in the UK. So it's kind of just like, look, if you're talented and you can do it, try your hand at it. There's loads of people probably watching at home going, I think I could try it and see if it works for you. Obviously, there is a big technical side to things.
Yeah, what do you think you need to actually be an actor? I think like everyone thinks they can probably do it.
Everyone thinks they can probably do it,
What do you actually need?
Just a simple, right, bro, think about the simple logistics of having to learn lines. That's not easy, you know. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie, I find learning lines quite easy, but learning pages and pages of dialogue, it's like certain people who, you know, like Jay Huss's Daily Duppy. It's like 4 minutes long, and I'm like, how can he spit all those lyrics in 4 minutes? And he knows where it's because he's written it, he knows it, it's in his body. It's just that's just his gift, right? It's the same with learning lines. It's not a simple task. Yeah. That's just the logistics and the technical side of things.
It's probably a bit easier with lyrics because you've written them yourself.
You've written them. That's true. That's true. Acting, you've got a character, a storyline, a script, and a structure to follow. But what do I think you need to be an actor? I think you need empathy. You need to have a basic level of human understanding. You need to be able to portray an emotion. So whether it's angry, sad, happy, horny, whatever it is, you need to be able to portray that emotion and the audience pick that up. You need confidence. You need presence. Presence is really important. And then you need to be able to listen and respond and have something that's interesting and that pulls you in and go, I want to just watch that person.
Are these things that can be taught? Or do you think some people have either just got it or they haven't?
I think they can be taught. I think there's got to be a foundation. Like I said, I'm not blowing my own, is it horn? Own trumpet, what's the saying?
Either.
My own trumpet, my own horn. Not blowing my own horn, but I think it's been in me from young. Yeah. The fact that I was out as a kid, you know, 8, 9, 10 years old, filming on my mum's Sony Ericsson with my friends, filming little scenarios in the park. You know, that tells me there's something that's been sparked in me from young to be creative. You know, I'm not academic, so I think there's lots of different types of learners. Most kids and most people are born creative, and slowly but surely it's beaten out of you. If you can somehow try and stay creative, I think, you know. Yeah. But obviously, I think there's a foundation which you've got naturally, and then you can build on it. And it can definitely be taught. There's actors who aren't necessarily that good, but they're good learners, and they can grow and they can learn and they can get better with each each job, each role, each production, each film, whatever it may be.
Going back to, you said sort of like you were doing it when you were younger. Was it the cool thing to be doing when you were a kid? Because I'm thinking back now to me being in school. You know how people are, the judgmental and silly and immature. Was it the cool thing to be doing drama as a lad, or how was it perceived at that time?
It really wasn't an issue. I didn't care. I was a confident guy, so no one was going to say anything and be like, "What, you doing drama?" Do you know what I mean? I loved it. I loved it.
Did you get any of that?
No, literally none at all. You know, I loved it, mate, and I've always done it. Everyone's known me since I was 14. Oh, that's LAMIN. He's the actor.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. That's your
thing.
thing. Everyone knows that baller. Everyone knows the boxer. Everyone knows the whatever it may be. The rapper. I was just the actor. That was it. That's what I've always done. And I've just done it with my chest, and I've been good at it since I was a kid. So, do you know what I mean? It's never been... No, it was never an issue. I can understand why it is for some people, but it depends if you do it with your chest or not.
Yeah, fair enough. So, I want to touch on, obviously, the Coronation Street side of things. We'll go back to like the stuff you've done before and after. Yeah. Let's hit that first. So, how does that come about? So... How does that even... Yeah,
mad. Corrie, obviously, iconic soap. It's been around since the 60s. It's the longest running soap in the UK. It's got millions of people who tune in every week. My auntie's watched it for like 40 years. One of my closest friends watched it like religiously every night. Like, he'd come in from work. We used to live together. He'd come in from work and he's putting Corrie on. I'm like, mad. So he was one of the first people I called, and when I got the job, I told him. But I actually auditioned for Corrie, and not a lot of people know this, I think 3 times before I got this role.
Okay.
So I auditioned in 20...
Sorry, for different
roles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what obviously comes with acting. Lots of rejection, lots of knockbacks, lots of no's. You know, for every job, there's been 20 no's in the build-up. You can wake up on a Monday morning and get rejection. So that first thing, rejection, you know, an email saying, "Oh, sorry, it's not gone your way this time." You can wake up, or you can end your week with, "Hi, you know, the audition you went for a week ago, hi, it's not gone your way." It's like, wow, you got a thick skin. But that all comes with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I went in for Corrie at least 3 times. I went in 2018 for the first time, didn't get that part. Went in 2019, didn't get that part. Went in 2021, the year I got the part. Didn't get that part. Got an email saying it was between you and someone else. Went to the other guy. I was like, no problem. We go again. We keep it moving. I know how this game works, and you never take it personal. It's part of the game, and there's something better around the corner waiting for you. And whatever's yours, I strongly believe, will never pass you by. So I just kept focused and went and did other work, which was great, and was getting other jobs. And then September 2021, phone calls come through, or an email, I think, auditions coming for Corrie. I'm thinking, okay, great. It was only a few months ago that I was last in for it. I think it was April. And then September, I'll go in for this next role. I read it. Ashley Hardcastle, footballer, dopey, self-absorbed, bit vain, arrogant, all these things. Yeah, I'm thinking, yo, I'm loving the character already as I'm reading it out.
Obviously you've been rejected for other characters.
Yeah.
In hindsight now, was this the most suited one?
Yeah, I'm so glad I got rejected. So glad. And those episodes, those roles that I got rejected for were small parts. Were like one episode here, one episode, maybe 2 episodes, a couple of episodes, right? This one's come through. I'm reading it, I'm thinking, nah, this is such a sick role. This is mine to lose. Genuinely, that's how I thought. I thought, this is mine to lose. I was grafting at the time in my side job, survival job, which is another thing we'll get onto. As an actor, you know, unless you've really hit the pinnacle, you have to have a side hustle. You have to make money to survive. Unless you're living at home, you've got to pay rent, you've got to pay your bills, and you've got to put your ego to one side and work. You know, some of the best jobs I've ever done, I finished that job and I've come back and I'm standing in the street, charity fundraising for cancer research. Brutal. Working in call centres, doing sales, working as a cleaner, working as a chef. You got to do whatever you got to do to make money in between acting jobs, which is the challenging part of things. But yeah. So anyway, I've been hustling at a time. In September, I was doing a few little side pieces, side jobs, whatever. And the auditions come through. I'm like, all right, this is mine to lose. I've sent the self-tape off. I've gone, right, I'm happy with that. Really happy with it. Sent it off. On the Monday, I've gone to Moss Side Fire Station to help a friend film a self-tape. An actor, Nigel Travis, at the gym. So we filmed the self-tape. I'm walking home, and as I was walking, I was really thinking, I was like, yo, this Corrie job, you know, if I get it, it's a good look, it's a game changer.
Definitely.
There was other jobs that I was waiting to hear back from as well. So I'm lucky that I get to go to lots of auditions and seen for different projects and different work, which is great. And I was thinking, if I get this job, you know, it's gonna be mad, but let's just stay hopeful in it. I just felt the energy was right. I went back to my mum's because I was moving out at the time, so I was staying at my mum's. I was living on my mum's couch for about 7 weeks when I went for Corrie. Anyway, I've gone back to my mum's. I had a little nap on the couch. I wake up, got a missed call off my agent. I'm thinking, okay, what's this? This has got to be news, innit? If they call you, it's either an audition or a job offer. So I'm thinking, all right, let me bell her back. She went, right, good news, bad news. I went, go on. She went, good news, you got Corrie. I'm thinking, let's go. Do you get me?
What the hell's the bad news?
I was thinking, what's the bad news? Imagine this is the bad news was, bro. This was a mad moment. I got another job, a BBC show that I was filming on. It's not been announced yet, but BBC job that I'm filming on. It clashed with that, so it meant that I might have to pick.
Okay.
I was like, no, I can't. Like, imagine.
Imagine.
Do you get me? I've got to pick between. I have to go do Corrie and pie them off, or go do the BBC and pie. Do you get me? Boom. I've gone, all right, sweet. I got the job. I know I've got the job anyway. I was buzzing. Made a few phone calls. Called my mum, bell my dad, bell my mate, who's a big Corrie fan. For some of the first people I told, call my close boys and that. And then kept it kind of just composed. I was on a big high. Went to the gym, told a few of my close friends at the gym and stuff like that. And then Corrie came back and said, yeah, we can change the dates. We're going to change your filming days so you can do both. So imagine I'm filming with the BBC on Friday and I'm filming at Corrie on Monday, bro. It's a pinch yourself moment, and I'm really, do you know what I mean? I was so grateful. Every single job I get, every single time I get paid to act, I'm like, wow. It's like getting paid to play football. You know,
that's
if you
how
grow
I
up
feel
as
with DJing.
that's how you, exactly.
Yeah, that's how
when
I
you
feel.
grow up, like where I'm from, we love football. Everyone in Manchester loves football. Everyone in the UK loves football. You know, so for people who can make football their career and get paid, it's like, wow. But I also love acting. So every time I get paid to act, I'm like, wow, this is a massive blessing. And, you know, I'm deep now in my career. I'm 5 years in. I'm still a baby, relatively. But in terms of experience, you know, my first TV job was last year. I did a period drama. I'm walking on set with a well-known actress. And she's like, oh, you're very confident, Lamin. I said, yeah, I am. I said, you know why? Because I've been working. Like, I know my ability, and I've been working on stage up and down the UK. You know, I've got my training from theatre. Like, when I say training, I've been professional jobs on stage. People will come up to me and go, oh, you're an actor, what have you been? And I'm like, nothing you know, because I'm not on TV, I just work in theatre.
No, you can know, obviously.
But now it's nice, I can go, oh yeah, I'm in Corrie, you've seen Corrie, or you know it.
Everyone
but
knows it,
you know, for me, there's been massive jobs over the years which have been pivotal in my journey and in the process of getting to where I'm getting to. And there's still a long way to go. You can never rest on your laurels and think, oh, I've made it, I'm smashing it. Do you know what I mean? Long way to go.
So with Coronation Street being such like a commercial household name, when you become a cast member, do you get any sort of like guidelines about what you can and can't say online? The reason I'm asking is because you're very vocal online about like not so much like Black Power, but like racism and
Black Power.
Black Power movement.
Yeah.
You're very vocal. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that from a Coronation Street point of view, but certain topics can be controversial and like triggering. Yeah. Can you kind of do what you want within reason, or
it's kind of left to your own. You're left to your own devices in terms of what you decide to put out there. It's like I've been again from young. From 17, when I went to MSA, we was told about your digital footprint type thing, and what you put out there can come back to bite you. We see it all the time with people in the industry getting cancelled or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that ain't happening to me. I've been on Facebook since 09. Since 09, 010. Do you know what I mean? I was like 13, 14, putting crazy stuff on Facebook. And it's like, look, obviously I believe in accountability. I believe in kind of being held accountable for your actions and things you say. But not when you're 13, 14, 15, you know. Do you know what I mean?
People still will, though.
But people still will. And there are horror stories of actors getting sacked for stuff that they said years ago. And it is awful. But, you know, I've been very aware of that for years. So that's not an issue that I'm worried about. And then also, the stuff I talk about, the stuff I'm campaigning for, the stuff I'm fighting for, the stuff I'll speak out about publicly and have done, it's not controversial to me. Yeah. It's not the wrong thing to me. It's something that I believe in. It's something I'm passionate about. And no organisation... no job, no anything, no amount of money will ever make me sell out. And you got me saying that on record. Nothing will make me sell out for speaking out for what I believe in. Nothing. Because 2020 acting was irrelevant to me for the first time in my life. You know, I'll tell you about this whole 10-year to become overnight success and all that stuff. 2020 was 10 years since I've been acting. Seriously, you know, from 14 to 24. And 2020, it just was not on my mind. I was just so obsessed with kind of going out, speaking out, standing up for what I believe in. You know, that brutal footage of the killing of George Floyd, you know, there was 20,000 of us on the streets in Manchester at that protest. And it was raw emotion that everyone felt. And everyone became an activist for a few weeks on Instagram. It's like flipping just a thing, innit? It was like the trend. And some people felt it more deeply than others. And I'm not saying that I necessarily felt it more deeply than others, but I just decided to take it and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going and try and bring about some real change. So yeah, no, it's been absolutely. In fact, I've not had any issue. If anything, I've actually had more work on the back of me speaking out. I don't know if it's to do with that. It probably isn't. It's got nothing to do with it. It's completely irrelevant from my acting. You know, I don't get up there when I do a political speech and go, oh, by the way, I'm an actor, check me out, and plug myself. Do you know, it's not about that. And I'm also not a public speaker, but I now can go up there and speak in front of hundreds of people as myself, which is mad because I can speak on stage as a character in front of 500 people, no problem. But to get up there and speak in front of, you know, I remember the very first one I did in Hume, which is the area I live in South Manchester. I remember just getting up and speaking to a group of people at a small local protest and being really nervous and being like, wow, but I just need to say this, I need to say what I need to say. And then from there, I was getting invited to speak at protests all up and down Manchester, and it was just like, wow. Spoke at, you know, loads of events and stuff, and it's just, yeah, it just felt like I just needed to say what I needed to say, and if I can articulate it, then great. If I'm blessed enough to be able to articulate my feelings and some people might agree or relate to them, then why would I not use my voice? It feels almost like I can't even go to a protest if it's about an issue that we feel about and not say something. It almost feels like wrong. You just got to say what you need to say. And sometimes protests, some people don't think are effective, but, you know, I beg to differ.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I respect that. So, in a nutshell, no matter how big you get, I will
always speak out, and I'll always, and I don't get me wrong, I will be smart about when I decide to speak out and what I decide to speak out on. You know, my close family and friends know what I think about certain things, and we'll have open discussions and conversations, or people in the DMs we can speak and But in terms of on a public scale, I have no issue speaking out. No issue. You know, I think I told you on the way here, the biggest pressure I've ever had was speaking at the Marcus Rashford mural after the Euros.
That was live on
TV, bro. Yeah. The pressure. But I knew what I needed to say. I knew what I wanted to say. I was so emotional during that whole Euros. You know, I really struggled with getting behind England, to be honest with you, and supporting even England as a football team. Not because of the players, not because of all the fans, but because of just a small minority of fans. Fans booing, the players taking the knee. You know, it was I'd struggled a lot. And when the finals happened and Sancho, Rashford, Saka missed the penalties, we all knew what was coming. Do you know what I mean? And that's so sad. And I just remember the outrage and the anger. I remember walking to work and going to my survival job and just being so vexed. And then obviously there was, you know, Stand Up to Racism, brilliant organisation in Manchester. They arranged to take the knee at the mural. And obviously all the press were coming, and someone from ITV reached out to me, Jamal, brilliant report for ITV, local guy. He shouted at me and said, look, ITV, do you want to speak live on air? And I was just like, wow, okay,
that's
I've got to say.
well.
It was pressure. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So when I did, you know, that was pressure, but I felt like I articulated myself and said what I needed to say. Yeah.
Is there any smoke and mirrors in the acting industry? Like, say, for instance, somebody sees that, oh, you're on Coronation Street. Yeah. They probably think, yeah, you've got the bag, you've made it now. One thing with my experience from like a DJing perspective is there's some clubs where, because they're so popular and every DJ would like cut their arm off to play there, they don't really actually always pay that well, because sometimes they don't need to, because you got the gas, the clout, the stature off the back of it. I'm not asking for like... No. But what I'm saying is, does it like kind of correlate? Can you get more money off like a smaller job, or how does it all?
I'll tell you now, open and honestly, that I've worked in theatre predominantly for 5 years, which I love, by the way. Grew up watching theatre, and I want to continue to be on stage to the end of my career. Love it, love being on stage, love performing, love being in plays, just love the theatre, right? And I think there's a long way for theatre to go. We still need to shift it and get people into the contact theatre. Shout out the contact theatre. That place got me into acting. Do you remember Waterloo Road?
Yeah, of course.
Remember the guy who played Bolton Smiley?
I'm not too sure.
Mixed race guy. He's called Tachio Newall. I think it's Tachio, I think it is.
I only watched it like years ago.
He was on it years ago though. But anyway, he did a lot of theatre at the contact theatre, and he's a mixed race guy. He's from Moss Side. Sounds like a lot of people I know and grew up with. And I just remember watching him on stage and thinking, yo, this is sick. You know, I want to do what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? So representation's really important. And theatre's got a long way to go till we can get to that. But I want to be a part of that shift in theatre, definitely. And make theatre more mainstream, you know, but everyone sees TV as the bigger, like, yo, you're on Corrie or you're on someone's, do you know what I mean? But yes, what was the question? Smoke and mirrors. Yeah, so there's more money in TV. That is the bottom line. You can make in TV in a day what you might make in a month in theatre. That's the level.
Wow.
That's the level. So financially, obviously, TV is better. But I don't really wake up for money. Money's never been my motivation. It's never the thing that gets me out of bed. It's more about legacy, career, work, quality of work, the stories you're telling, the emotional impact you can have on people. It's just not my... Yeah, I remember, like, as a kid, my mum would say to me and my brother, oh, would you rather do a job you hate but get paid loads, or a job you love and get paid little? I said, I'd do a job I love.
I'm the same.
Do you know what I mean?
100%, I am the same.
I live a simple life, bro. I live a simple life. I don't have a lot of things. I'm not materialistic. A simple life is a happy life. As long as I can focus on my career and do what I love, and I've got enough money to eat food, pay my bills, see my friends, go out, do whatever I'm doing, then I'm sweet.
I feel like if you can figure out a way to pay your bills by doing something that you enjoy and would do for free, that's the win. Because you've got, you know, you can be earning 6 figures, but if you hate your job and you're stressed, and then Sunday night you're dreading, oh, I've got to go into work the next day. Whereas sometimes with me, when it comes to DJing, like I'm excited, and I'm knackered, but I'll still go.
You were saying like last night you got in at 4 a.m.
Yeah, well, yeah,
long,
there you
bro.
go. But I was looking forward to this today.
Yeah. Because it's not work. This isn't work.
We're having a chat basically similar to the chat that we was having when we first met.
And you know what? I'll tell you,
I mean?
The past year I've started to feel guilty, and it's weird, and I shouldn't actually feel guilty, but I just how I feel. I basically don't work. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I don't work. I don't have a job, because what I do, I love. So I know it's that cliche saying of, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
It's true.
But it is so true, bro.
It is true.
And when I see family and friends, everyone hustling their 9-to-5s, but still trying to chip away and plug away at their, you know, their love, their passion, I think, wow, I'm so fortunate to get to do what I love, and it's paying my bills. What's the saying? Skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
But it's paying the bills, and it's, you know, I do feel a little bit, you know, in 2020, obviously everything was locked down. There was no work, there was no nothing. And like I said, I wasn't interested in acting because of activism and because of campaigning and doing whatever I was doing. Then I remember I was on my ass in 2020, end of 2020, Christmas. I was done. I had no work, I had no survival job.
Okay.
Right, and I had no acting work, so I was done. I had about £100 to my name, right? I had to sign on to Universal Credit. It was getting sticky, and I signed on for the first few months of 2021. Then a little role play job came through from a friend, which I'm forever grateful for. Got some money, got back on my feet a little bit. Then before you know it, acting work's coming through. By the end of 2021, bro, the position I was in to the beginning. So that little moment of
apartment
uncomfortable.
I've just picked you up from now. I'm not saying too much.
You get me? But it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, bro.
And I'm still in the same area, but it's beautiful.
It's nice.
And it's like the position, you know, that little bit of, you need to be and go through that uncomfortable, I believe anyway, you need to be out of your comfort zone. If you're comfortable, it's not where you need to be, man. You just got to be uncomfortable. And I was uncomfortable for long periods of time. Yeah. But now I've been really comfy for like a year. And I say not really comfy, but I've been nice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I feel like some people who know that they've got that safety net, like say for instance, if they've got rich parents, or even if the parents aren't rich, but they know if I don't pay my bills this month, then I can run to this person or that person. I feel like if you haven't got that, it's an advantage, because you've only, even though it might at the time be seen to be like a bad thing, but it is an advantage.
It's the hunger.
It's the hunger.
You need that hunger. You need to have that level of like, just that drive, that determination, that hunger, that, I don't know, mate. I actually embrace being in uncomfortable situations, or where I'm not necessarily happy with where I'm at, or it's stress, or I'm trying to work out my living arrangements, or I've not had an acting job for months and months on end, or I'm unemployed, or I'm on the dole, or whatever. I just embrace it and go, look, it's gonna get better. I'm a fighter.
It makes it sweeter when you look back.
It makes it so much sweeter.
Because we've all been there, definitely. And when you make it to somewhere, you look back, you're like, if it was just all plain sailing, you'd never appreciate it.
Exactly, and you need those ups and downs, and that's the thing about acting, which it is brutal. You know, the amount of rejection, you know, people know, actors know, you know, they get a bit of bad press for being, you know, egotistical or whatever, divas, and there are plenty of those fools out there, I'm not gonna lie. There's plenty of great people in the industry as well that I've encountered and worked with. I've been very blessed. But in terms of like, you know, you need that it's that work rate of just like you go from your survival job. Like I said to you when we drove in, about you could have your survival job, and I call it survival job because that job it's not your job, it's your survival job. You go into there to survive, right? To feed your career. You work in a cafe, let's give that as a scenario, and you say to your manager, hello, Kelly, I've got an audition in London for doctors. I need to go down. Can I have it off? She's kicking off with you. She's applying pressure to you now. Yeah, you can have this one off, but you can't have another one off. So that's pressure, innit? Because you need that job. You can't lose it. You now go to London, you spend 90 quid on the train, 10 quid to get over to Elstree Studios where the BBC, EastEnders and Doctors is, yeah? Then another 10 quid on food or whatever. Then you get the train back up. You've lost a day's wage, 90 quid on the train, another 10, 20 quid for food and tube and whatever else. You've lost about nearly 200 quid to then not even get the job. Do you know what I mean? That is the reality of it.
Some people would think I'm going to give up after a few times. Mate, after 5 times, that's a grand, isn't it?
Standard, mate. I've been, that exact story I've been in. Do you know what I mean? It is brutal. And not just once, multiple times. And it does test your character. And it also tests your, like, wow, I'm actually losing money. It's not like you're investing.
Yeah.
If you're a DJ, you can invest back into yourself. You can invest in equipment and so on. You're not investing, you're losing money.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's brutal, but and that needs to change. And the industry needs to change in terms of letting actors know they've not got the role and so on and so forth. But, again, I look at that and go, you're just giving me a thicker skin and you're pushing me closer to my next job.
Yeah, I think you'd only sustain that and keep going and taking them L's if you love what you do.
Yeah.
Basically, putting that in like a DJ perspective, what you were just saying is, around the time when I was on the come up first starting, I was messaging all the clubs like local to me. And one of the things I've noticed for like Liverpool clubs versus more so say like Birmingham, for instance, they'll have maybe like one DJ on the lineup generally. A lot of the time in Birmingham, you'll get like 3, 4, 5 DJs in one night, hour slots. Let's say you've got 10 clubs, that's 50 slots a week that are available. Generally, the clubs in Liverpool, it's one kind of,
all the way for the
full night. So there's less slots. People got a residency, unless they need cover or they, start playing terrible. It's quite hard for you to get in. So I thought, you know what, instead of just sitting around waiting, I'm going to contact people a bit further afield. So I, gradually got further and further and further, just messaging as many people as I could. I ended up getting a positive response back from a club called Aura in Northampton.
Okay.
And I was going back and forth with them about like fees and dates and this, that and the other. And I thought to myself, do you know what? It's not even about the money at this point. I just want to play. I want to like show what I can do.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends, like when you first start anything, a lot of your friends are most excited, and that's when they want to come. You're there. You know what I mean? It dies off a little bit after time. But then people just wanted to like see me play.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Forget the money. I said to them, forget the money.
I'm there.
Bro, I had a date booked in within 3 minutes because obviously they're not paying me. So I've travelled 2.5 hours. There I'm back. Booked an apartment, food.
Yeah. You're losing that, money.
Bro, I'm probably 250 something down. Petrol, apartment, all that. I've gone down and I must have brought, I don't know, let's say 10 to 12 people with me.
Okay.
And later on, I built up like a really, really good relationship with the club manager. Shout out TK. He's one of the first people to give me an opportunity.
Okay.
He said to me, bro, I'm not going to lie, that first night you played, I was so busy running around because it was busy. I barely even got to hear you play.
Yeah.
But I knew I was going to have you back because you brought all them people and we know how far you come. We have people that come from Northampton that don't even bring a person. You had people coming on trains and all that for you. So I'm down 250 quid. I must have got booked at that club after that first set over 50, 60 times.
Wow.
And I got paid well,
properly,
put me in hotel. So from being
that's an investment, isn't it?
From being 250 quid down to thousands of pounds up. My first ever event I did was at that club.
Okay.
My first time booking artists was at that club.
Okay.
I was there 2-3 times a month. People still think to this day that I'm from Northampton.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I know I've got friends down there now that I could go and check. So it links in because like if I didn't love DJing, if someone said to me, come and clean toilets in Northampton,
of course, you're not doing it.
No disrespect to the, you know what I mean? But something I don't want to do, would I have done that? Obviously not.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that's why
you got to do it for the love. But there's also that's very important and an unbelievable story. But there is also people exploit that. People exploit your hunger. People exploit your love for the. People will exploit your love for the game. Your love for music. and they'll put people on and not pay them correctly because it's like, yo, we're giving you the exposure, we're giving you the platform.
Right.
I believe strongly in artists getting paid correctly
100%,
for their talent.
100%.
And if there's a piece of the cake, they deserve to be getting a slice of it. If someone's making money off your talent, you should be getting paid. You know, it is easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because again, we love it. We do it for free. We would. You'd
Don't
still
let
DJ
people
for free.
know that, but yeah, it may be. Yeah, no, I know.
Do you get me? The right thing, the right project, you'll do it for free.
You would.
But it is important to obviously get paid correctly as well.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, when that happened, I like when you go for an audition, you don't know if you're going to get it or not. I didn't know. That club could have turned around and just gone, oh, thanks, see you later, never again. And that was the risk I was willing to take. But yeah, like just shout out to them anyway.
Yeah, shout out to Aura.
Unfortunately, the club's not there anymore.
Oh, really?
But there was even times where like I think I agreed a fee, and because the club was so busy, the guy was like, "No, I can't pay you that. I'm giving you like more than double." So, shout out to TK, man. You need to get the club back open. I want to get back to Northampton, but anyway, let's get back to you. Yeah. So, what would be your dream role and why?
Dream role. I used to always say Muhammad Ali. You know.
Wow.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Just because I love boxing since I was a kid, since I was like 8, 9 years old. I've been in boxing gyms growing up. I've done it longer than I've done acting. I've never boxed competitively, but I've just always trained, been in gyms. Love the world of boxing. A big fan of the sport. So yeah, I'd love to be able to kind of get in shape for a role. You know, I've auditioned for Creed. You know. Yeah, I've auditioned for Creed. I remember when that audition came through, I thought, wow, imagine if I get Creed.
And would you need this? Obviously, you need
to get in shape and go America.
Yeah, American accent. Could you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, yo, I'd love to just be able to play a boxer where I can get in professional shape, so I can get actually ripped, which I've never been in my life, by the way, but I can get in shape. You know, have a nutritionist, have a dietitian, have a PT, have all of that. Go to, I live in the gym all the time anyway, but be in the gym even more, and then be doing it as an actor. So I've always said dream role would be Muhammad Ali, but I'll probably still stand by that.
Links in with like the activism, black power stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a very natural role
Ali's
for
been
you,
an idol since I was a kid. I've got a picture of him above my bed. Getting a framed photograph of him.
I've got one as well in my office.
The one of him. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Since I was like 7 or something like that. So yeah, I'd probably say Muhammad Ali.
Sick. So tell me about the Len Johnson campaign and what that means to you and how that came about. Ties in well. Obviously Len Johnson and the Len Johnson campaign. A lot of people don't know who he is. A lot of people don't know his story. Yeah. It was a story that got sent to me in 2020 in a WhatsApp group by. I think my mum sent him it, but it was in the Greater Manchester Stand Up to Racism group, which is like a WhatsApp group with loads of anti-racists and stuff. And I read this article and my jaw was on the ground, bro. Like I said, I remember when I was lying in bed, Ali's literally down on the wall. I'm reading this article, I'm thinking, how have I never heard of this man? Mixed race, West African, Mancunian, born in early 1902 was born. Had 135 professional fights, won 93. Fought some of the best guys of his generation, but because of his skin colour, wasn't allowed to box with a British title. Racist policy in place at the time by Winston Churchill, who was the Home Secretary. He banned interracial boxing. And I couldn't believe this unbelievable man lived in our city, lived in, where we're all from. I just thought, he's an inspiration and his story's untold and unheard of. And it's local black history, which should be celebrated and should be told on a massive, massive scale. And I remember just reading it and being kind of enraged that I'd never heard of his story, and then kind of really inspired at the same time. Obviously, like I said before, it's important to see yourself represented on stage, see yourself represented on screen, see yourself on football pitches. We've seen with Zidane Iqbal, Man United player, representing for the Asian community, the South Asian community. I knew that how, I've got a lot of Asian friends, the pride they had seeing Zidane Iqbal play for Manchester United. It's amazing. So representation is so important. So obviously, as a mixed race man, I'm thinking, wow, this is someone I can obviously relate to, but also I'm inspired by. And it's not just for me; it's our collective history. Yeah, it's Black history, but it's our local collective Mancunian history. So we want to celebrate that, and I just became obsessed with the story, and I got on board with people who were involved in the campaign to build a statue of him in the city centre, and it'll be the first statue of a black person in Manchester. And we're well on the way to making that happen. Really?
Yeah. There's no statues of black people in Manchester. There's more statues to there's more statues and monuments to soft drinks than there are of black people. There's a statue of Vimto, like a monument, like a statue of Vimto, because Vimto was made in Manchester. Than there are black people. So it's unbelievable. So there's a campaign there to build a statue of Len Johnson, and in 2020, Sky Sports called Nigel Travis, who runs Moss High Fire Station, and the boxing gym. They called him. They wanted to do a story about the gym. They wanted to do a story about the gym and what it does for the community and how it helps with knife crime and gang. That whole agenda of Moss Side and its gangs and da-da-da. It's like, that's done. That whole agenda is boring to me. And he asked me if I would speak to them about what the gym's done for me. And, I love that place, and it's a massive community hub. And there's done loads for countless young people who've come up through that gym over the last 10 years or so. So the guy from Sky Sports has called me asking if I'd speak, and I said, look, I don't mind speaking. I'm happy to speak to Sky, but I'd rather tell you this story. And I pitched to him this Len Johnson story, and he was like, I love the sound of that. I'm going to speak to my boss. So he's called his boss, and his boss has said, we're going to do that. We're going to run that story instead. And they came to the gym, and we ran a full story about Len Johnson, and it was like, for us, it was like, wow, this is amazing, because there was a few articles out, but there was nothing really publicly out there. BBC Sport had done a story. They got there just a week before Sky Sports did. And I did a story, I spoke to them as well, but it was kind of just like it was a really good report, but, that was like the first thing. And then Sky Sports had like a full in-depth kind of thing on Len Johnson. And it went out on TV, and, it was on like, I think Derek Chisora was boxing. Who was he boxing now? I can't remember. Usyk, that was it. Derek Chisora versus Usyk. They showed it on that pay-per-view show, and it was just amazing. Like, as a boxing fan, it was circulating, online and stuff, and that felt big. But then after that, after a few weeks, the dust had settled, it felt like, oh, okay, what now? We still want to make him a household name. And I called Nigel from the gym, and I had this idea. We reach out to boxers in the game and asked them to send videos in saying, we support the statue campaign to build a statue of Len Johnson. So I wrote this little script. Nigel said, I'm on it.
This on your Insta,
yeah. Nigel said, I'm on it. He got in touch with his contacts. I got in touch with, not my contacts, but there's people on Instagram. Literally just dropped DMs, dropped emails, do you know what I mean? And we had videos from Tony Bellew, Ricky Hatton, Amir Khan, Anthony Joshua.
No, Anthony
flipping Tony Bellew, Carl Frampton, Jack Catterall, who's the undisputed champion. He is the uncrowned undisputed champion. Let's get that right. So we had videos from all these people who Nigel knew and who we got through social media, and it was amazing. That kind of bubbled up and built some momentum, and then the press ran that story, and that was great, and it was helpful towards the campaign.
I already know what your opinion on this is going to be, but I'm just throwing it out there. Do you think, especially in like the acting industry, because it can probably be so maybe quite fake at times, right? Do you feel as though you being so outspoken? I know you've already spoken on the fact that you won't change.
Yeah.
Do you think that would ever go against you? Do you think they want the people who are just going to smile, take instructions?
I mean, possibly. I don't think it will, because like I said to you before, I don't think my opinions are that radical in terms of going against the system or whatever.
Just a lot of people think what they say in the barbershop or to their friends, what they think, but not a lot of them
don't get it twisted. Some of the things I say in the barbershop, I'm not going to say on record.
Right.
Do you get me?
True.
But in terms of what I am prepared to say in public, if I'm saying it in public, not only am I saying it with my chest and because I believe it and I feel it's important, but I'm not worried about cancel culture. And you've thought it through before you thought it through. It's not like it's not like premeditated, like kind of really. Do you know what I mean? But no, I'm not. I don't think it will go against me. There's lots of kind of really talented actors in the UK and in the world, in fact, in America and stuff, and around the world who have opinions and speak out on them. There's Maxine Peake, brilliant actress, Julie Hesmontal. She was in Corrie for years. She's really political. She played Hayley on Corrie. Okay. And she's come out of Corrie. She's done loads of theatre, loads of really good TV series. She's mad political. And I know she's already established her career. I'm not established. I'm on my way working up to becoming an established actor. But I just can't sway from how I feel or my opinions or my beliefs, and the plan, to be honest with you, brother, and to what I really want is to build my platform as an actor, and obviously continue doing what I love and grow my career, but to also, when I get a big enough platform, to be able to use that and influence positive change.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, when I get a big enough platform, you know, God help him, because I know what we've been able to achieve in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Just from speaking out and saying things with our chest and fighting for what we believe in. So when I have a big enough platform to be able to influence even more, then great. Because, you know, this whole generation of social media influencers and all this nonsense, I don't care about that. I'm not interested in that. But I am interested in having influence, 100%. Because I believe it's a positive influence. I believe it's helpful. I believe it's important. I believe, you know, it's about community. It's about our people. Yeah. And just having a more equal society to live in, full stop. So I do, you know, I will always speak up for what I believe in. And I think, I'm not going to change.
Fair enough. What is the sort of like reality versus what people might think when it comes to like actually being on set and filming? Like, say, for instance, you know, someone might just see like a 30-second clip.
Yeah.
But that might, say in a movie, that might have took like months of planning and setting up a stage and costumes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you're filming a scene maybe for like 5 minutes in a day, is there a lot of like sitting around waiting?
It's
like
mad,
what's
you know,
the reality basically, what I'm trying to say?
There is a lot of
people
sitting
see on TV.
There is definitely a lot of sitting around and waiting, a lot of sitting around. There's like the Rovers is mad, you know. Like I remember when I walked in, my first day on Corrie, I was filming in the Rovers and I was like, it's in a studio.
That must have been mad.
Yeah, that was mad. Like walking into the Rovers, I was like, mad. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm in an iconic
I remember
right
going
now.
there as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, just on the little,
you could do the
like,
tour.
but you're there to
work. Yeah, and I've never been on that tour or anything as a kid or anything.
Yeah, that's mad.
But I walked into the Rovers, I was like, yo, I'm ready, I'm here, let's go. Do you know what I mean? And I just felt ready. I just felt really excited to do it and do my scenes. And the majority of my scenes have been in the Rovers, so that's like, you know, an iconic kind of scene or location in Corrie. And it's different to what you see on screen type thing, because it's a studio. You know, it's a set. It's not real, is it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's mad, but it's great. You know, the TV world's mad, like what they can create. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you touched on earlier on, you've got like something coming up with BBC. What can you say, like shed any light on that?
Yeah, a little exclusive for you. So it's a 7-part series on BBC One.
Wow.
I'm not in all 7 episodes, unfortunately. I'm only in 1. But I got a nice little small part in it. Basically, I've got like a little sex scene in it. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gassed, bro. But you know what? It was mad. Like the self-tape was crazy. I had to do this self-tape. It was mad. Like the script that they sent me was really graphic. I'm not even going to say what it was. It was crazy, right? And I was like, mad. Because I don't want to spoil it anyway when it comes out. But the scenes were really graphic anyway. And I was like, okay, this is mad. So I was like, how do I self-tape for this? Like, how do I self-tape for this? And then, so anyway, I've self-taped, done the tape, and then, I got an offer. I got the job offer. And then, I went and filmed it. It was great. Really kind of safe environment. You know, we had an intimacy director. The director
your first
was there.
Sex scene that you've had to do, yeah.
First, like, kind of physical sex scene, yeah. My scene wasn't so much like a sex scene. It was like more, I can't even say because I can't say because it's whatever, spoilers. But yeah, it was essentially a sex scene.
Okay.
But it was just really, 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 really good experience. The actress I was acting opposite was great. Fucking the director, the intimacy director, the crew, the local, everything. The set was amazing.
You have an intimacy director.
Yeah, and I knew the intimacy director.
Just to tell you, like.
Yeah, so just to kind of block through it and make it a safe environment. You know, it's not like it's the least sexy thing, really. It's not sexy.
You've got a room full of
you got
cameras,
people there, cameras,
and
it wasn't nerve-wracking, I'm not going to lie. It was just it was a really fun experience. And obviously, you know, you've got to be fun to work with and not intense. So I try and make sure I'm good to work with and fun to work with and easy to work with.
Yeah.
And the girl, the young actress I was acting opposite, she'd just come out of drama school. Really talented. She's going to go far. And she was lovely. So that was nice. And then the intimacy director I knew. I'd worked on a job with him years ago in 2018 on a Shakespeare play that I did in 2018. He was the fight director. Him and his partner were the fight director on it. So shout out them two.
Did you know before you do like the sex scene with the girl? Yeah. Did you have time to like get to know each
so we
other?
Went, not really. So we went and did like an intimacy rehearsal.
Okay.
And then I kind of blocked through it, and then
just get straight into it.
Did it on the day. Yeah, just went and did it. It was fun, mate. I loved it. It was great, and that was a great experience just to be like, wow, this is going out on the BBC One, big 7-part series. I've got a tiny part in it, but it's a great little thing to tick off and to have done.
Well, it's a lot more than a lot of people have done, and you literally, like you said to me on the way down, you're just getting started. Even though some people might think you've done Coronation Street or you've made it, you've got much bigger ambitions.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, I remember when I announced Corrie and someone messaged me like, "Yeah, you made it." And don't get me wrong, I'm very, very, very grateful for the opportunity. Very grateful to have been in such a massive institution and a great iconic show. And, you know, thousands of actors will have passed through the doors and gone on to done amazing things, and some have been there for years. And, you know, but for me, it was just like, okay, it's confirmation. You know, it's confirmation I'm where I'm meant to be. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I've got much, much bigger things. And I'm just trusting the process. It's very much a thing of, it's not if, it's when. It's just a deep, deep confidence that I've got. Do you know what I mean? It's not an arrogance. I remember getting called arrogant when I was at 17.
Okay.
I was auditioning for drama school, and they sat opposite me in an interview. I've been confident from a kid. Do you know what I mean? And they went, "Yeah, we think you're arrogant." And I was just like, proper knocked me for 6.
Yeah.
Because I was like, "What? I'm not arrogant." Well, I just couldn't take that criticism, you know. But now, where I'm at in my life and in myself, I'm just like, look, I know how I hold myself. I'm confident in my ability. I'm nowhere near where I need to be. I've got a long way to go. So that I'm a student as well. I carry a student mentality. So when I'm on set, I'm asking questions. I'm watching. I'm observing. I'm seeing how things work. I ask questions to the actors. Oh, what does that mean? You know, oh, do you use, you know, I remember having a conversation with 2 actors on Corrie. Oh, do you use watch yourselves back? You know, to study. I watched all my episodes back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's like I need to watch myself and critique myself and go, okay, that works, that doesn't work. Ooh, I don't like that bit, or I do like that bit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's really important to be able to kind of gauge your performance and stuff. So I'm a student, and I'll remain a student for life. Yeah.
So sort of just to wrap up, what if you had to give people, say there's like a young you, me, 10 years ago, someone in our sort of situation, background, what advice, maybe like 3 pieces of advice? It doesn't just have to be acting, just what you've picked up over time.
I'd say try to always be 100% unapologetically authentic, your authentic self.
Okay.
I think because, you know, life's short. Yes, you have to adapt and adjust. You've got your work hat you put on. You've got your nightlife hat you put on. We've all got little masks and characters and hats you put on. But just to try and be consistently yourself, I think it's important, you know, because you're you, and that's what people will love you for. So just be yourself, be comfortable in being 100% yourself in any circumstance, in any scenario type thing. I'd say work hard.
Yeah.
Don't watch others. Do not focus on anyone else but yourself. You're on your own journey. You're walking your path. They're walking their path. You know, if you're one of those people who get jealous by other people's success, you're probably in the wrong game. No matter what field you're in, whether it's football, music, arts, whatever it is, business, banking, I don't know, whatever. Focus on you, because I think that thing of what, you know, I'm blessed because I've always just been inspired by other people's success. I love seeing people do well.
Same.
It genuinely just puts a smile on my face. Yeah. So I don't have to force it. I don't have to fake it. I just love seeing people smash it and do what they're doing.
Yeah.
And in return, I get a lot of the same. You know, I know people support me mad. I've got great support, you know, within my friends and my family and my wider circles. I've got mad support. People have travelled up and down the country to watch me on stage. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to do that. And so that means a lot. And in return, we do the same. We support our people. But that is important to have a support network. But I think that comes from just being genuinely happy for others when they do well. So yeah, to answer your question, be focused, tunnel vision, like horses when they're racing. Focus on yourself. And then, just to enjoy it. Enjoy, man. Life's short. Just try and enjoy whatever it is you're doing. If you're not enjoying it, pick something else. Drop it. Do something else. If if it's toxic for you and you're not actually enjoying it anymore and you're just doing it because you're good at it.
Or for money.
Try and just find something you enjoy. If you're not actually enjoying doing it, why are you doing it? If I ever stop enjoying acting, I'll just stop.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever will. Because like
that's
I said,
how
it's
I
just
feel
in
with
me.
Music, man.
Do you know what I mean? You're not going to stop enjoying music.
Nah.
You might
not
stop enjoy DJing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a Westwood and be 60.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, he's a big inspiration of
Yeah.
mine. I don't know how he does it. You know what I mean? I get tired. I'm in my 20s.
Yeah,
he's doing
it's hard,
bro. But I always will be involved in
music in some way.
Whether that's having a label,
owning
a club, you know, in some form. I'll never not be involved in music. Whether I'll be DJing 3-4 times a week in 20 years in my 40s, I don't know, but I might be. There's nothing wrong with that, but we'll see.
Mate, if you're still loving
you know
it, you're doing something right. That's all it is. If you're enjoying it, don't stop. That's it.
100%. So where can people find you if they want to maybe, I don't know, there could be someone who's watching this wants to book you for an acting job, they want some advice.
Shout me.
Anything, you know, they might want to support the Len Johnson campaign. How can people hit you up?
Find me on Instagram, LAMIN96, and Twitter, LaminToure96. So very simple.
I'll put the links in the description.
I'll just plug the play.
Yeah? No,
the play. Well, I'll say the play. It is plugging the play. So we've got a play which basically tells the story of Len Johnson.
Okay.
The life and legacy of Len Johnson. We tour it to schools. I mean, it's thousands of kids have seen it so far. So at the back end of when the Sky Sports story came out and all the boxes sent in the videos, I had a few more weeks to let that settle, and I was like, that's not enough. What can we do now? And it was basically, I contacted this organisation called Odd Arts, who are based in Moss Side, and they do theatre and education stuff. Do you remember when you were in school and like someone comes in, there's a play about knife crime?
Yeah.
Or like sexual content or whatever it may be. That's what they do. So they're that organisation basically. And I said, look, I think you need to have something where you're teaching local black history. I've got a story for you. Told the CEO the story. She said, sounds great. I'm going to pitch it to the team. We then got it written. Amazing writer Curtis Cole, who's from my side, he wrote it. And then we've been touring this play to schools. So I actually do the play. And then there's like 3 or 4 other actors who also do it.
You don't play, who plays Len?
I play Len, yeah.
Right, okay.
So imagine initially I never had any intention of doing it. But then Becky from Odd Arts was like, you're going to do it, aren't you? I was like, oh yeah, shit, I might as well. Makes sense, to be fair. I'm flipping,
mixed race guy, you do boxing,
and I can act, so it makes sense. So I was like, all right, sweet. So I did it for a bit, and then we've had different actors all playing Len, which is amazing. But we tour it to schools and youth groups, so it can be booked. You know, we're touring constantly and taking it to different organisations. We're involved in Show Racism the Red Card, who are a big national organisation, and they're currently piloting it at Tameside Council. They're taking it to a number of primary schools and high schools across Tameside for a pilot scheme to be taught on the national curriculum for anti-racism.
Wow.
And the play is part of that that scheme and that project. So to think that idea started in my head, it's gone to Odd Arts, it's now gone to across Manchester to schools and youth groups, and it now could potentially hit the whole nation, you know, teaching Len Johnson's story, that would be by far the biggest achievement.
And the statue as well.
And the statue. But the play for me is by far the big, like if anyone, you know, says, well, what's your biggest achievement in your career so far? That might not necessarily be the first thing that comes to mind, but it actually is. In reality, it's the biggest achievement, because there's young people up and down Manchester who now know who Len Johnson is because of theatre, because of that play, which has been brilliantly written by Curtis Cole, and brilliantly delivered by an amazing organisation in Odd Arts. So, you know, it's not necessarily all the glitz and glamour of Coronation Street or of TV jobs or of theatre jobs, but it's the important work that I want to be involved in moving forward.
Yeah.
So that's happening. And there's also a commission for a full-length feature film, which is going to be coming out of Len Johnson, which is going to be amazing.
And are you hoping to play him again?
Who knows? I mean, put it out there. Lots of people keep saying, oh, you've got to play him, you've got to play him. It's like, do you know what? It's not about me. And also, you know, I'm 6'3", I'm a big guy. Len Johnson was a middleweight. I believe in the correct casting. I believe in authenticity. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it should necessarily be going to someone from London. I think it should be cast with a northern actor. And I think the actor should probably be mixed race.
Yeah, of course.
You know, because Len Johnson was. But I do still think it needs to be cast correctly. So it's not about me playing him, because I'd have to lose about 7 stone.
And shrink.
and shrink. So yeah, I'd love to be involved in some aspect of the conversations when the film's getting made and stuff. But I'm just so happy that that's happened. You know, a commission for a full-length feature film. That's all big. About his life. Huge. So yeah, the Len Johnson stuff is kind of what I'm pushing hard at the moment in terms of activism or, you know, political campaigning, if you like, alongside my career.
So if anyone, any schools or youth organisations want to book that, they can hit you up. Yeah?
Hit either me up or hit up Odd Arts. They've got a website to type in Odd Arts UK.
You can send me and I'll put it all in the description. Thank you for checking out the first episode. Thank you very much to my guest. You know, we spoke about a lot of stuff. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. You've got some advice. You can go back and watch the episodes that you're in of Corrie if you haven't already, and you're going to be back in it again.
Yes,
the BBC series is coming out as well, so we'll look out for the sex scene and all that. But so thank you, and we'll drop another episode coming soon. So today's episode is sponsored by WAHGWAN. This drink is
power. Listen,
sick.
My friend put me onto this drink, and I'm not even capping. They're getting some good promotion. My friend put me onto this drink in January. I've been drinking it since then. And it is, I'm not going to name the other brand, but it is a big, everyone knows that it's got a similar bottle, red lid. Listen, this drink is next up, that's for sure.
It's dangerous because it doesn't even feel like you're drinking alcohol. It's just such an easy sip that it just goes down. So this is the drink, man. Check it out. Type it in online, WAHGWAN drink. You can put your postcode in on the website. It'll show you the store that's nearest to you where you can get it. They've got, you know, a couple different variations and flavours. It's sick. So check it out, guys, yeah?